It's time for another 49ers mock draft from the Wayne Breezie Show 7.0. Let's get to it, baby. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Wayne Breezie, and it's mock draft time. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click on subscribe. Also, support the channel, become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew, and don't forget, you can get your residency caps over at residency.com. Use promo code SFBreezy, and you can save on your purchase. You dig? You can save on your purchase. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Get it right away. Get down to this mock draft. We are 7.0, and we ready to kick this off, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ready to officially kick this off. You got the San Francisco 49ers with a bunch of needs. They have several draft picks in the draft. We've traded players. What will the 49ers do? We don't know as of yet. We're doing these mock drafts pre-NFL Combine and, more importantly, pre-NFL free agency, right? So we really don't know how the 49ers are going to prepare for the draft, but we can have some fun until free agency hits and they start addressing needs in free agency. So let's just have some fun. I know sometimes these aren't as realistic as we want them to be. I'm also going to be doing a full 32-team mock draft later on this week, so make sure you guys check that out right here on the channel. That's why you got to subscribe to the channel. All right. And then the B.A.M show's mock draft will be Wednesday with Mike from Nothing But Niners. So we got a bunch of mock drafts coming for you. Also, I'm going to be looking to do, members only mock drafts. All right. If you're a member of the channel, that's why you got to click on join. I'm going to be catering to my members a little bit more. They support the channel, so I'm definitely going to be looking to give back. I'm going to have a member on, and they can mock draft, do a 3-round mock draft with your boys. So it's got a lot of stuff we got to get to, man. You know what I'm saying? It's mock draft season. So strap on your seatbelts, everybody. Let's go ahead and get down to the nitty motherfreaking gritty of what we are doing. You heard? Now, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this because I want the mock draft to be like that. I think like that is fine. I think that's actually better. I think I like that. I could blow it up a little bit. Right, boom. Y'all can see that, right? And then you can see me, because I'm going to clip this motherfucker up. You heard? All right, let's get to the mock draft. Don't forget to like this joint. All right, here we go. Niners, pick 11. Again, I do expect the Niners to potentially make a trade. There's a possibility that they make a trade, and they may trade back. You know what I mean? Depending on who falls to them. Now, I'm going to be honest. Got to address the offensive line. Got to address the defensive line. I don't care if this draft is full of defensive tackles or defensive players, mainly defensive tackles, not even your edge rushers. I don't care if it's full of them. The San Francisco 49ers need to get the best player available for them right freaking away. In my opinion, that's just my thought process on that. They need to get the best player available for them. And whoever's best for them, I hope that's who they go out. All right, so I've traded Deebo. We've traded, and we do know that Deebo's on the trade block. So to do a realistic mock draft kind of thing, the Deebo trade is kind of the way to go. Now, if we're trading Deebo, potentially I'm looking to get a player. So before this draft starts, I'm expecting Deebo to be traded before the NFL draft. Not during the NFL draft, right? I'm expecting him to be traded before the draft so teams can have, what they need. I'm going to go and check out Cincinnati Bengals. They picked 17, so they're not too far down from us, okay? They're not too far down from us. I want their second round pick in return, but I'm going to put up Deebo Samuel, all right? So technically I'm trading, for those that are watching this, technically I'm trading a second pick for a second round pick. See what I'm doing? So Deebo, all right. And as of right now, I got to give up that first. Okay, so I'm trading Deebo Samuel, who was a former second-round pick of the 49ers. I'm trading Deebo for their second-round pick, and I'm gonna try to add on maybe they'll give me that. They'll give me a lot. Like I just sometimes I wish this was a little bit, better. But that 11th spot is expensive as hell. I'm not gonna stunt. And a lot of people are gonna be like, well, why would you trade that first round pick? All right. So in return, I'm looking to get the NFL sack leader, baby. And if I get the NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson on this team, that's impressive, right? That's impressive. I'm not gonna take all their picks, so I'm gonna see if I can get that's how unlopsided this trade is. I just want y'all to see. I wanted to see how unlopsided it was. Look at how much stuff they would have to offer me to get that. Now that's not realistic, right? They're gonna give up all of this draft capital just to move up to 17. But they will have. I mean, just to move down to 11, move up to 11. But they will have 2 first-round picks this draft. Now, what I could try to do is see if I can move back in the first round with that. And it looks like it's going to be that we're swapping first-round picks. I want to know what you guys think about this, right? Swap first-round picks. I don't give up a first. I'm going to see if I can get a freaking third back in return, too. A second in return. I like this. I'm going to offer the trade. I'm going to give up my 49ers are going to give up the 11th pick and Deebo Samuel. Okay. 11th pick, Deebo Samuel. I'm going to ask from the 17th pick, their second round pick, and their third round pick, and Trey Hendrickson. Let's see what happens. They can decline it. They did not decline it. Oh man, this is a trade for the mother freaking ages. Sometimes you just gotta play with the simulator. Sometimes they do decline it. When it says 76% chance, sometimes they decline it. I like this. My apologies. Hold on. I like this pick. I truly, truly, truly like this pick. Round of applause one more time. All right, so for those that don't understand what I just did, before the draft started, boom. So the Niners, we've officially addressed the edge. It's going to be Nick Bosa, Trey Hendrickson, who can line up inside and outside. Nick Bosa, Nick Bosa, Trey Hendrickson, going to be my edges. I moved on from Deebo Samuel's contract, and I got 3 extra picks. I mean, I got 2 extra picks because we swapped first-round picks, all right? So let's start the draft. Let's see how it falls to us. Okay, this is a 49ers mock draft, so I'm doing everything in lieu of the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. Now, where am I going to go? I'm going to go offensive line. I'm going to look for offensive line. I see Kelvin Banks Jr. there. He's available. He's my number 2 tackle. Do I want my number 2 tackle? I see my number 1 interior guy, my number 2 interior guy. I really like this kid, Armand Membu. I really do. There's a trade available. I'm going to see if I can move back. Nah, that's too far back. That's too far back. Move back to Kansas City Chiefs to 31. That's too far back. We can gain hella picks, but that's a lot. We can gain hella picks, but that's a lot. I don't want to move that far back. So I'm not going to trade with the Kansas City Chiefs. I do love Tyler Warren. I love the idea of the San Francisco 49ers addressing the tight end with the best tight end in the football draft and being able to run out there and what we call 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight end sets. You're seeing a lot of teams in the league do this. When they have the double tight ends, the Niners will have Tyler Warren and George Kittle, assuming that they, extend George Kittle. They will have these 2 players. It will be dynamic. I know I'm not dressing the tackle position. I don't want to pass up on Tyler Warren. But to satisfy the offensive line, I want to show everybody Armand Membu and what I love about him. All right? Right tackle for sure. Don't really want him to play on the left side. He's dominant on the right side. He didn't get a chance to participate in the Senior Bowl because he got ill, so he didn't make it to the Senior Bowl. His measurements 6'3", a little on the shorter side. I was kind of hoping it would be 6'5". All right. Kelvin Banks is 6'4", so a little bit on the shorter side. But he hit the thing that I like about him is he gets the pad level low, right? So he's able. You can't these defensive guys that try to get up under him and try to lift him up, they can't do it because he's already at that pad level. So when he's taking on a 6'3" guy, it works for him. He's able to set, he's able to anchor, he's athletic as hell, he's giving up 0 sacks. I think I'm gonna go. Ah, man, I forgot to put that sound on my board. My freaking apologies. But I think I'm gonna go Armand Membu out of the University of Missouri, the Tiger. Wow, right? I think that's where I'm gonna go. Hold on, you know what? This is a recorded show, so let's go ahead and set it up so I can get it done right. I feel bad that it's not here, so just bear with me. Let me get my music. I gotta have that sound, man. It's nothing like that sound. Let's see, draft. Of course, I don't name the damn sounds what I should name them, right? All right, so uh, that sucks. But I got it anyway, and you guys get to watch me go through some of the technical difficulties, all right? All right, so with the first pick in the 2025 NFL draft, we traded down, right? We got some more. We got Armand Membu, tackle from the Missouri Tigers. Solid pick. Look, and then the daggone Seahawks went with my guy, Walter Nolan. They did. And so here's how everything seems to fall in place. When I do my top 5 tackles, you can check that reel out right there, right here on YouTube. So make sure you check it out. I gave you my top 5 tackles. My top 5 defensive interior guys is already out. So check out that reel as well. And guess who's available? Mr. TJ Sanders. Now, looking at this pick, I get 2 picks in this round. I'm picking 43 and I think a little bit later, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go here. I already got my edge rusher. I traded Deebo Samuel, got me an edge rusher. I understand the trade might be not realistic, but we're gonna go with the simulator, all right? So we're gonna rock out with the simulator. But my pick is already in. I don't even have to second guess this guy. I'm gonna get TJ Sanders. He's one of my top 5 defensive interior pass rushers. His ability to just, he plays big. He might be undersized at 280, 290, but he plays big. 6'4", plays big, very productive around the line of scrimmage, can stop the run, can do a lot of things, and rush the passer as well from the interior. So I think that's pretty much spot on. And we just addressed the interior of the defensive line. We got our guy Trey Hendrickson to go with Nick Bosa. And now the rotation is going to be crazy. We'll recap this at the end. And we address the offensive line. Now it's time to have fun. Now, I'm not saying that we don't go double interior. Maybe we get a big defensive tackle as well, like the big run stuffing guys, maybe like an Omar Norman lot. But I'm not going to look to double up. I'm going to go linebacker here because I see Jalen Walker or Jalon Walker available. And this guy is supposed to be the second coming of Micah Parsons. And it's something about these Georgia players, they do a little something. They're a little different. You know what I'm saying? They hit a little different. They come in a little bit different. And so I really do like him as a pass rusher. That's what you're gonna utilize him for. Oops. Well, I wasn't expecting that. That's what you're gonna utilize him for. And so I definitely like this kid. Now, let me just go back and double check. Do I want to go linebacker here? Is that too expensive to go linebacker in the 3rd round? Or in the 2nd round, excuse me. Is it too? It might be too expensive, but if he's gonna be able to give me the production of somewhat uh um of what like a Micah Parsons was able to do, man, that might speak volumes, right? Right? It might speak volumes. Pass rush grade is good. It's going to struggle against the run. It's kind of like not really his thing. Um, I was just looking at tackles. I like the kid, high motor, but do I want to go cornerback? And there's several cornerbacks, all right? And there's also the wide receivers, right? I see Xavier Restrepo, probably one of the best route running wide receivers, but I can get a wide receiver later. I can get a running back later. The linebackers are going to go down. Now he's not going to be your Mike linebacker. He's going to be your kind of base down, kind of like your Aziz Al-Shaair type of linebacker. Who can cover. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what he reminds you of. I might wait on that. I see Darian Porter here, and I think the Niners, with the addition to the secondary coaches, what I think they're going to be able to do on the grand scheme of things, with Daniel Bullock's controlling the overall secondary, and now you're bringing a guy that the on-field guy like a Ray Brown. I think my pick is in. I think we got to go Darian Porter, cornerback, Iowa State. We get some speed out there on the outside, and boom, that's where we're going. All right, so the pick is in. We're drafting cornerback Darian Porter if they allow me to. All right, here we go. Is the cornerback, and I promise I'll blow this up so you guys can see it a little bit more clear. I do apologize. I can make it a little bit bigger, but then the screen doesn't give me the options that I need to have on the screen. Let's see if I can stretch it out a little bit, and it'll do that. All right, so it did, and then it didn't. All right, maybe I could make it a little bit bigger for you guys just to read. It's just this view. I want it to kind of be on the screen as I'm reading it, so don't mind me. And then it looked like the screen. All right, there it is. Just trying to bring it in. Trying to bring it in. Trying to bring it in. All right, so we are currently, all right, we are currently in the third round. So we traded back, pick 17. Just a quick recap. Had our second round pick, got their second round pick. We're gonna have three third round picks. So we're gonna have Cincinnati's third round, and two of our third round picks. All right. So we can definitely still continue to address some of the need-based issues that the San Francisco 49ers need out there. We definitely can address some of these guys. All right. And so I'm just trying to blow it up enough to where I can hit that draft button. Cool. All right. I think we're good. Now we do got some trades. We could trade back. It's 92. Don't really want to move back that far. Not really, no, I definitely don't. 94, nah, I think we'll stay where we are. I think that's kind of where I am. All right, Kevin Winston Jr. is coming off of an injury. Would have been a phenomenal safety. Don't really want to wait. I'm not saying it's a waste. I feel like there are other safeties that I definitely do love. I do like Jonas Savaianea. I feel like the Niners can draft him. He can play guard right away as he develops as a tackle. Not big on Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. But I do see playmaking tight end and Elijah Aurora. If you want that smooth route running tight end, this might be the pick. We haven't addressed anything on the offensive side yet. I kind of really do want to go offensive tight end. I mean, we could go later and get more of the blocking tight end, but why not change it up a little bit? Why not have a George Kittle and then have another version of Jordan Reed? I feel like that's where Kyle Shanahan wants to go this year. He wants the two tight ends, but he wants one to be a little bit slightly different. Now, Elijah Royal dealt with injuries throughout the college season, understood. But man, when he's healthy, this guy can route you up and get open any given moment. Pick is in, third round pick, Elijah Aurora. All right, that's where we're going. Third round pick, Elijah Aurora. All right, next we're going to go as we continue our journey. We are going to, I like Charles Grant, William and Mary. Nobody's talking about him. I see my cornerback, Azariah Thomas, but I already addressed it with speed. Feel like this is where I might end up going safety. And I'm torn between the safeties, right? I'm torn between the safeties. Do I want to draft a safety in the third round? Possibly not. But I'm torn. I like Nick Amanwiri, but I love Andrew Makuba. I'm going to wait on the safety position. Let's just see best available. Jeffrey Bossa, the linebacker, is there. I wouldn't mind drafting another offensive lineman. I really like Charles Grant out of William and Mary. He's going to be more of a developmental tackle in the NFL, but I really like his upside. I really like his upside. He has the size. All right. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. So he has that size that you want on the offensive line. And then you can just see it, man. His ability to what he can do. Left tackle, guy you can bring in, doesn't have to go right away, can learn under Trent Williams and things like that. Zone is where he feasts. And so I wouldn't mind going double the tackle here. I really wouldn't. Um, Probably can play guard on that level, depending on how that arm length situation kind of like works out. We'll see. But I really do like him. He's available. Anthony Belton is a freaking monster, right? Another monster out there on the line. We already addressed the tight end. Do I go wide receiver right now? Do I get a wide receiver that can be a difference maker on day one? Now we got Jacob Cowing, and I know Jacob Cowing has kind of like that straight line speed, but Tez Johnson, even though he's light, he has a different gear. Trey Harris. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The pick is in. It's Trey Harris. I'm sorry. The pick is in. I'm San Francisco 49ers select Trey Harris. You want a big body wide receiver that can win over the middle, that can grab you when he needs to grab you, that doesn't go down on first contact. I mean, Trey Harris is the guy. You just got to watch this film. He is phenomenal. Transferred to Ole Miss. Love the way he plays. Plays big every single time. He's not like an AJ Brown or anything like that. He's just a phenomenal wide receiver. Great hands, and can get open. All right, can get open. Now, I said I did want to address the safety position in this round because I would like another free range or like a free range type of a safety. And after Makuba's gone, you're gonna have some struggles out there. Do like Kobe Bryant, like Jarrett Wilson, definitely may address. Now, see, this is where it goes tricky for me because do I go safety here or do I go with the edge rusher that I feel like is going to tear up the charts? Okay. And so drafting an edge rusher, I know he won't be available at pick 111, but at pick 99, I feel like we still draft an edge rusher, David Walker from Central Arkansas. He's 6'2", 260 plus. Okay. He can move mountains with his little frame. And I think what happens is he's literally like tricking these big linemen. They don't like defending him because he's so short and powerful, right? So just think about it. Lower center of gravity, short and powerful, and gives these taller offensive linemen fits. I think with a third round pick, we drafted Malik in the fourth round. I feel like we can find another safety. There's more safeties available. I think for his edge rushing, I think we need to address that. David Walker's the pick. Loving what we're doing here, man. I can't wait to recap this. And you're going to get the full breakdown of everything that I do available on the Patreon. All right. So if you go to patreon.com/the WayneBreezie, join the Patreon for the $5 tier, $4.99 tier. You'll get the full breakdown of every player that I drafted in this particular draft. All right. We are on the clock. Okay. We are on the freaking clock. Now, as we get geared up toward the real draft, I'm actually going to be on a clock. So this is going to get better as we go. Oh, man. See, Elijah Roberts was there. Didn't even peep that. Didn't even peep it. Didn't think Elijah Roberts was going to fall. That's another edge rusher you guys may want to, get familiar with. All right. Get familiar with Elijah Roberts. I don't see the 49ers addressing the quarterback position, even though there's some good quarterbacks there. I just don't see it happening. I need I needed to do that because I wanted to see who I got. So we have so far addressed the tackle position. We addressed the defensive interior, cornerback, tight end, wide receiver, edge. That's what we've done thus far. Okay. That's what we've done thus far. I got speed at corner. I do want to go offensive line again. I'm not going to lie. But I think this is where we may go wide receiver with one of these picks. I do want to see what safety is available. Just give me a quick, Billy Bowman's there. Love it. Achille Arnold is there. Uh, yeah. Billy Bowman is the guy. Billy Bowman, Dan Jackson. Let me know what you guys think of Shiloh Sanders. He had a good East West Shrine Bowl game, you know. But let me know what you guys think about him. Billy Bowman is the kid though. That's the one I got my heart set on. So I feel like I could wait on the Billy Bowman to the next pick, but I already know he gonna get drafted. Soon as I draft, I feel like my pick is in. It's either gonna be wide receiver Jalen Noel. I think they go ahead and grab another smooth route running wide receiver that can get open. Jalen Noel's got to be the pick. All right. We got two more back to back picks. All right. And so this is where it's going to get a little interesting because I feel like he's gone. Dang. I said he was going to be gone. Let's see where he went. I just want to see where he went. Tag, man. Teams hate me. Billy Bowman went to the Dolphins. Go figure. Go freaking figure. All right. Upton Stout can play safety. Upton Stout. All right, let me talk a little bit about Upton Stout. This is what I like about Upton Stout. There's a player out there. I'm not going to wait on Upton Stout. I'm going to go ahead and draft him. Upton Stout gives me CJ Gardner Johnson vibes. He's just a playmaker. Like he's a guy that you want on your football team. Okay, so I think he'll be a solid pick for the San Francisco 49ers out of Western Kentucky. Now we have back-to-back picks here. We went corner. Brashard Smith is a kid I fell in love with at the Senior Bowl at the running back position. Speed, pass pro, you name it. He's just a solid overall running back. Straight up, not going to stunt, not going to lie. Solid, straight up running back. Trevor Etienne is there as well. Kyle Williams. We didn't go wide receiver. Did we get a wide receiver yet? Yeah, we got Jalen Noel. All right. All right. RJ Oben had a great Senior Bowl. Kobe King, linebacker, might be a good prospect for the 49ers. Somebody I might look into just, maybe trade down. All right. We could trade back a little bit. So how about we let New England move up? Let's see who wants to trade. New England or the Cowboys? All right. So we already know we're not going to get a lot. And I don't want to draft a lot. So let me see if New England is willing to give up a future. What are they willing to give up for that? A future 2000. All right. So two future. They don't want to do two future six. No, they not trying to say they don't want to give up much to move up those spots. Interesting. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? Very, very freaking interesting. This is interesting. Okay, so they'll give us this year's picks, but they don't want to give up much of next year. I was trying to see if I could get a fifth next year, but they're not. But they'll give up next year's seventh. See if I can get two sevenths. 2026, 2027 sevenths. Wouldn't mind that. I could probably even get this year's. You know what? Let's swap this year's sevenths. Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's swap this year's sevenths. We'll move up in the seventh round, swap the sevenths, and I'll get two extra seventh round picks next year and the year after that. Let's see if they'll take that trade. All right, trades in. New England's on the clock. And here we are, San Francisco 49ers. I was able to move down a little bit depending on who I'm looking to draft. I did want to get a linebacker here. Did I address the tight end? I did address the tight end position. Now, I don't see the San Francisco 49ers going double tight ends, not this year. But if they did, I definitely like the Jackson Halls selection. So let me just look at the interior. Want to see who's available. Ooh, Seth McLaughlin is there. Like that. So do I risk going center, offensive line over linebacker? All right, let me check the linebackers, see which linebackers are available. Kobe King is available. Cody Simon is available. I like these linebackers, but they're all going to probably be gone. Jay Higgins. I get a Jay Higgins, Kareem Reed. All right, there's some guys here, Smile Mondin, some of the kids that I remember from, you know what I'm saying? I really like Kobe King. It's between Kobe King and Seth. I'm gonna go Kobe King here. All right. I think we're gonna go Kobe King here. All right, the Niners are on the clock. Pick 186. Don't forget, we moved up in the 7th round. So we have an earlier 7th round pick. All right. Earlier 7th round pick. Now we've addressed the linebacking position. I said I may double up at defensive interior. I did say that. I want to look at the interior offensive linemen, see who's still available. Jake Majors is there. Do the 49ers go ahead and get them a center in the 6th round? I like guard Miles Frazier. Not sure why he fell this deep into the draft, but it is what it is. Liked what he did, especially at the Senior Bowl. Like I thought he had a pretty good Senior Bowl week, and he's playing against some of the best of the best. I wouldn't mind going there. Jake Majors, center. If Jake Majors is able to play more than center, I can dig it. You can see not a zone guy, neither was Miles. And so like that, those type of players, they kind of worry me because I need to know what the 49ers, if they're going to fit the zone run scheme, if they can fit that, that's a big thing for me. That's a huge thing for me. And something about zone run, man, we like to run that ball. Dylan Fairchild is there, but it's a reach to get those guys. We're at pick 186. I can see the 49ers going running back here. Definitely love Taj Brooks. Ali Gordon the second. Not sure why he's fallen so deep down in the draft. I'm not sure. But Junior Tafuna is a kid that I like. He'll be brought in to help stop the run, set the edge, and stop the run. That's what you're going to get him for. Um, he can line up inside and outside. Good run defender. A little bit later in the draft, 6th round pick. I would not mind drafting this kid. I thought he had a pretty decent, pretty good Senior Bowl weekend. I did. I feel like I can get running backs later. I feel like I did. I like Jamari Caldwell too. I think my pick could be in Jamari Caldwell. I really like this kid out of Oregon, man. Big run stuffing. And remember, I said that I wanted to address. I got TJ Sanders, more of the pass rushing DT, and then I get Jamari Caldwell. Pick is in. Now we got 3 7th round picks, man, and this is where the Niners potentially may draft a quarterback in the 7th round. All right, so they potentially may draft a quarterback in the 7th round, and Tyler Shog is there, like him, Seth Hennigan, Brady Cook, blah 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 blah. Right, so several quarterbacks are going to be available in this round. Now, best player, this is where you go, man. You're looking for these guys that could come in here, find a way to make special teams or something. 7th round picks, man. You're not looking for guys that's going to be like superstar studded starters. If given the opportunity, will they show up? That's the question. And that's what you're looking for in the 7th round, or in the 7th round. So several picks still available, several guys, man. I don't mind doubling up at safety. Now, I don't think we need to, but I wouldn't mind if we did. Um, We've addressed the offensive line. Maybe we go Fairchild here, get us a solid guard, a guy that can play on the left side and the right side, sort of have a swing guard. I kind of like this pick. You see he plays well, decent in zone run schemes. They do everything out there in Georgia. I actually like this pick. The pick is in. All right, man. Certainly, we got a couple more picks. And again, like I said, I don't mind. I'm looking for somebody that can kind of like contribute on special teams. Will they have speed? Aubrey Burks. I was looking to see how fast he runs. You can see he plays in the slot as well as safety. But we got an Upton Stout that can do that as well. And I'm really looking for one of those guys, like a really good, solid person that can play special teams. Let me just check and see which wide receivers are still available. Oh, Zakari Franklin is here. Rock Taylor is available. Ooh, there's still some guys out here, man. There's still some guys out here, man. Yeah, 6'1", Oh man. Again, these players are probably go unfreaking drafted. Now we moved up, so our last pick is a little bit closer than what it normally is. I do see that I do feel the Niners may go quarterback in this particular draft, or maybe they won't. Maybe they don't draft a quarterback. Maybe in free agency they address the quarterback position. Just bring in one solid veteran and call it a freaking day. I wouldn't be mad if they did that. I wouldn't be mad if they did that at all. All right. All right. So pick 231, 239. We are on the board. And who are we going to look to draft? I already addressed the edge. I've addressed the tight end position. Again, I said I wouldn't mind going two tight ends. Wouldn't mind going two tight ends. I really like Seth Hennigan. We didn't get a running back. So let's go look at which running backs are still available. At this point in the seventh round, not sure, but you know what? I'm going to go with my guy. I'm going to go with my guy, Donovan Edwards out of Michigan. And I know people are going to be like, what? Why would you do that? He's a big playmaker. He's a playmaking, really like a home run hitting guy. More of the power gap. You know what? I'm not going to go with him. He doesn't fit. He's not going to fit. He's definitely not going to fit. Let's check out Raheem Sanders out of South Carolina. Looks like he'll fit pretty good. You can see that his zone grade is at 82.8. So statistically, it looks like he'll fit. Here's what I like about him. Pretty even. 40 more zone attempts over the gap attempts, running power runs, 675 yards. After contact, I'm an after contact type of a person. So after contact, 675 yards. But look at those explosive runs of 15 yards or more. I might have to change my explosive runs to 15 yards or more opposed to 10 yards or more. You can see he only had 2 drops as well. 11 touchdowns, not a 1,000-yard rusher, but almost there. 7th round pick. I think that pick is solid. Can't beat that. If they'll let me. All right, there it is. Pick is in. And we got the last pick, man. And so why not go QB here? We've done it before. I drafted Schaff. I drafted Hennigan. Let's draft. Oh, Brady Cook is there. I like Brady Cook. Brady Cook is one of the reasons why Luther Burden III is phenomenal. Why Burden III is going to go top in the first round. I don't know why Brady Cook is not getting any love. There's my pick. Quarterback Brady Cook out of Missouri is in. All right, let's go, faithful. That draft is in. I just wanted to do a quick little recap. Now, we did some trading before the draft started. I like to trade before the draft started. We actually had an in-draft trade and a pre-draft trade. We traded Deebo Samuel and our first-round pick. We swapped first-round picks. We got Trey Hendrickson, and we got a second and a third round from the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, so that was the first trade pre-draft. We drafted tackle Armand Membu. We drafted defensive interior TJ Sanders. We went cornerback in the second round, got Darian Porter out of Iowa State. We got tight end Elijah Aurora. We got Trey Harris, wide receiver from Ole Miss. Edge rusher David Walker. Okay, solid pick. We went wide receiver, got Jalen Noel from Iowa State as well. Upton Stout just might be one of the most. He's a sleeper. He's my sleeper. He gave me a D+. He's my sleeper. Here was the trade. We traded with the New England Patriots. All right. So from the Patriots, we swapped. We didn't swap, but we went back in the 5th round. We got a 5th round pick, early 5th round pick for a late 4th round pick. All right. Early 5th for a late 4th. They gave us 3 7ths and we swapped a 7th, right? So we swapped 7ths and got 2 extra 7ths in 2026, 2027. We drafted linebacker Kobe King, defensive interior Jamari Caldwell from Oregon, Dylan Fairchild from Georgia. We got a guard, so we beefed up the offensive line. We got Raheem Sanders, running back out of South Carolina. You saw how he was. We'll break him down a little bit. And then Brady Cook, quarterback, to cook this off. All right, that's this week's mock draft 7.0. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of this episode. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time watching. Please share it. Man, share it. They're like, hey, man, I know this guy named Breezie, and he is mock drafting like crazy, man. He is into football like crazy. So go ahead and share it. It'll help. Put it in all your groups, share it with your family members, your kids, all that cool stuff. I don't think I did any or said any bad words on this show. If I did, my apologies. But listen, share it. All right. Also, support the channel, become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew, and check out our partners over at residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezy. I'm your boy, Wayne Breezie. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Until the next time, keep it faithful to the Bay.